Okay, I'm sick, but I want to do the video anyway.
Oh, no way, dude. Get away from me.
Aw, come on, man.
Just pretend like you're the Leafs and I'm the puck.
Hi!
Leafs Nation, stand witness for Austin Lucas. Full biblical. Austin Matthews is the Leaf.
Why do I watch hockey? Stressfully, mostly. Leafs lose 3-2 to the San Jose Sharks to start their Western road trip, their 4-game Western road trip, because it's the 3 Pacific teams and the Blues. Forgot about those sneaky little guys. I called in sick to the podcast today. We're going to try to record tomorrow. I feel like garbage, but I'm pretty sure I haven't missed one of these videos since like 2012, so I got to keep that streak going. And for those of you who watched the last video and said I needed to calm down, well, you got your wish. But seriously, we might need to calm down. Let's go through this game. First period, the Leafs' only vaguely hockey-looking period of the game. You can usually tell after the first shift or two how a player is going to look in a game. William Nylander and Austin Matthews are 2 of those players. Now, they pretty much never look bad. They always look good, but there are some nights where they are cooking. And in the first period, William Nylander was on some Gordon Ramsay, where's the lamb sauce? Willie cycles the Shark zone like a Swedish nightmare, gets the puck to Zaitsev, he puts it on, Zach Hyman being a nuisance in front, Austin Matthews with incredible balance, and he puts it past Martin Jones for his 9th of the season. Yes, already. The Leafs are up 1-0. Now, there's a lot of advanced stats out there, or analytics, whatever you want to call them, new-ish numbers. One of them I don't like is weighing primary points. Okay, goals are goals. Those are important, obviously. Zaitsev deserves an assist, doesn't he? He put the shot on, and he put the puck where Austin Matthews could get to it. That's good. But when it comes to this goal, Austin Matthews might have performed the hit, but William Nylander wrote that song. Now, sometimes a secondary assist is garbage. You go, what did that person even do? This was not one of them. It's hard. I think there's some value to it, but there are lots of plays that are exceptions to the rule, and that's one of them. End of the period, JVR on a 2-on-1 with Mitch Marner, passes it to Marner, stopped by Jones, and then stopped again, and Bozak misses it like a sneeze, and it's only 1-0 Leafs. Hey, stop me if you've heard this before. Leafs got outshot in the first period. Oh yeah, 14-9 this time. 2 of them came from Mitch Marner right at the end there, which means it was 14-7. If Bozak got that shot, it would have been 14-10, and more importantly, 2-0. And oh, we're not done with Tyler Bozak, but whoever has Mitch Marner's voodoo doll, can you knock it off? Remind me, we gotta talk about Marner too. Wait, how are you gonna remind me? Just remind me. Now, this was a pretty free-throwing first period. I thought this was gonna be a shootout, because even though Freddie was getting the job done, boy, was he mobile, flying all over the place. And I don't know if it was just me, but that puck was bouncing off the end boards like crazy. I kept worrying it was gonna come back into the crease and bounce off someone and go in. But you know why I used to love James Reimer as the Leafs goalie, besides his gorgeous face and beautiful soul? He stopped the puck. 0 style points. None, but he stopped the damn thing. That was kind of Freddie in the first period. Second period, though, the Sharks are chipping away, chipping away. Finally, Tim Heed, who is a person who allegedly exists, puts it on. Joe Pavelski tips it, and it goes in. Freddie, another tip-in goal. Not his damn fault. 1-1. For a team that hasn't been that good defensively, Hainsey and Riley really have been a rock for the Leafs, but in the past couple games, they've been a little shaky. Then again, that is kind of Joe Pavelski's thing. I'm gonna make it. We're gonna make it. Leafs outshot 11-2 in the second period. It's a miracle it was only 1-1. It's just such a shame because we've been begging Freddie, hey, you gotta be better, you gotta make that save, and he plays what I think was his best game of the season so far, and they completely let him down. Sportsnet had that ticker that showed how long it was between Leaf shots, and it went up twice. Once in the second and once in the third. Speaking of the third. Third period, Sharks are on the power play. By the way, they had 4 and the Leafs had 0. Tim Heed blasted on. He allegedly exists, allegedly scores. Sharks go up 2-1. First of all, damn, Tim, that was a great shot. I saw some people talking about, oh, the Sharks got 4 power plays, the Leafs got 0. That's so unfair. While there were a couple things I thought that could have been called against the Sharks, namely that hit from behind on Dominic Moore. What the hell was that? They had the puck the entire game. That's why the Leafs took 4 and the Sharks took 0. I feel bad for Dominic Moore because he was clearly hot because he got decked from behind, but as a veteran in this league, and not like a guy who's 27, 28, a veteran. This guy is at the end of his career. You gotta know better than that. You're yelling and screaming at the ref that he missed the call. What's he gonna do? Make it? At that age, at that many games played in the National Hockey League, Dom Moore has to do a better job of controlling the red mist. Not just because he's a penalty killer himself, but because the Leafs have a tie game in the third period on the road. Your goalie is stealing one for you, and by taking a penalty that you know is going to be a penalty, you're doing a disservice to your goalie and your team. I'll say it again just so I'm clear. He had every right to be mad, but 37 years old, 855 career NHL games, you gotta know better than that, I'm sorry. Leafs getting outshot to hell in the third period, outshot to hell in the game, but like I've said before, Teams, if they have the lead in the third period, they just stop attacking. They just do. Every single team in the league, no matter how well they're coached, they crawl into a turtle shell in the final 5 minutes. Weirdly, final 5 minutes come and the Leafs look fantastic. There was a bounce from behind the net that almost bounced in front of the Sharks net and in. That's exactly what I was worried about earlier. Those boards in San Jose gotta be lively or something. And while the Leafs finally have momentum, they look like they're gonna tie the game. Babcock pulls Freddie with over 2 minutes to go. And Joel Ward, fourth liner Joel Ward, scores his first of the season because of course he does. With over a minute to go, Borgman puts it on Kadri tip and it's a goal! Leafs down 3-2. Can't tie it up, almost tie it up, Leafs lose 3-2. God, I got a lot of stuff to talk about. First of all, I've already said it, but it deserves repeating. Frederik Andersen's best game of the season, but he got a shutout. Oh, I know, this was his best game of the season. Really on the verge of stealing one, like a completely undeserved victory, really close. Now, Mike Babcock. Now, when it comes to the captain discussion of the Toronto Maple Leafs, the captain of the Leafs is Mike Babcock. We know this. It's just true. So in the same way that when the Leafs looked like crap and Dion Phaneuf was captain, people went, oh, his leadership. All right, well, this is about 5 games in a row now where the Leafs have looked like crap. They're 7-5 now. And if this keeps up, the Leafs are going to be below 500 by the time they hit home ice next. Yes, last October, the Leafs only had 2 wins, but they looked better than they have in the past few games. Something's rotten, something's odd, and something needs to change, and nothing has. People keep talking about the lineup decisions, and oh, we'll get to that, but this team just seems unprepared, out to lunch. What's going on? And in terms of preparation, Babcock's already said it himself, that's on him. Well, I thought we had too many turnovers tonight. What are you doing to prevent those? What are you doing stylistically? Is something changing? Something needs to. I saw a bunch of people on Twitter going, he won a Stanley Cup, Olympic gold medal, did this, did that. The thing about the present is it doesn't give a damn about the past. And besides, you can't tell me he's making all the right decisions. He's simply not. Something is rotten with Tyler Bozak getting benched in the third. I don't know if that's Babcock trying to send a message. I don't know if Bozak's trying to play hurt, which is entirely possible because he's had an incredibly injury-filled career. Babcock played JVR less than 14 minutes. I know this guy is a catastrophe defensively, but you gotta switch it up, put him on a different line or something, because for a team that had trouble getting any shots on San Jose, JVR led the team with 3. They have got to figure out Mitch Marner because he is such a key part of the team, and you see it out there. He's so creative, he's so dynamic, he's so fast, but he is chaos on skates. He's just whipping the puck around and trying stuff. He's trying to do way too much. And now 2 players I'm going to pick on in particular, and you can roll your eyes, I don't care. If you watch that game or any of the past few games and think Roman Polak is still an NHL defender, I don't know what to tell you. He's playing on a pairing with a rookie, which I think is a recipe for disaster, and the Sharks are targeting him shift after shift after shift after shift. Yes, he's big and tough and mean, and I do think he adds some value on the penalty kill, but that guy just doesn't have the speed to keep up with this current league. And the fact Connor Carrick has sat this many consecutive games with Polak playing like that is absolutely ridiculous, and if Carrick doesn't play in the next game, I have to seriously question Babcock's judgment. Speaking of which, Matt Martin. Well, he keeps the flies off. I get it. I think he's actually looked pretty decent this season. But that was a game that demonstrated why, at least every now and then, you gotta throw Josh Leivo a frickin' bone, dude. Look at the Leafs forwards, okay? I know they didn't perform that great against San Jose, but really, look at the roster. Look at the depth. It is hard to crack the Leafs roster as a forward, especially as a winger. And if you can't play on either the power play, penalty kill, or even both, get the hell off the team. There isn't room for you. Leivo can comfortably play on your power play in the National Hockey League and look good doing it. Kasperi Kapanen can do both. He can play on your power play and penalty kill. If you've ever watched Kapanen play, especially over the past year, he's just gotten this bite, this edge to his game that just wasn't there before. That is a tenacious player, exactly the kind of guy who you wouldn't mind playing on your 4th line and then on some special teams. Look, Babcock controls the ice time, not me. He trusts Martin to play under 7 minutes. Look at this ridiculousness from Dave Alter. Josh Leivo has a 3-game point streak. They happened on games played February 28th, 2017, March 23rd, 2017, and October 28th, 2017. 3 games in 8 months. What does he have to do? He's a liability defensively. What, as opposed to that defensive stalwart Martin? Are you serious? I think Martin works hard. He's a positive influence on the team, but you see him out there against certain players. The skill isn't there comparably. Babcock talks a lot about accountability. If this team is about accountability, Josh Levo will play on Wednesday. And Carrick too, I think. You're playing back-to-back games on the road. You might as well mix it up a bit. But now what I think is the biggest one, Patrick Marleau playing center more and more often. I think the Leafs are starting to flirt with the idea of what would life be like after Tyler Bozak. TheLeafsNation.com wrote an interesting article on 5 scenarios that could happen with Bozak. I didn't disagree with all of it, but you gotta entertain the idea. Same with JVR and Komarov. This team keeps saying that they're not straying from the plan. Well, if that's the case, they're still building upward, which means you can't lose valuable players for nothing. Question of the game, what do you think is gonna happen there? And speaking of Marleau, we gotta give credit, San Jose Sharks fans, if I were you, I'd be incredibly proud of the team that I have in front of me, holy smokes. There seems to be rumors of the Sharks' demise each and every season, and it never happens. But wow, fans in San Jose, you really gotta give yourselves a pat on the back for the way that you treated Patrick Marleau. That was amazing. Really great ceremony. Super loud, great chants, and almost brought a tear to my eye, almost got dusty. And he's been good for the Leafs, and I think he was even good in this game when the rest of the team didn't look so good. It's incredible that the Sharks look as good as they do without Patrick Marleau. Somebody tell Joe Thornton how old he is, my goodness. So that's how I would look at it if I were you. So Leaf fans, I've left you with some talking points. I want to know what you think. I'm not asking for major changes here. I'm asking for Levo to get into the lineup on occasion and Carrick to draw back in. Carrick wasn't so bad and Polak was so good that that change shouldn't be made. Levo wasn't so bad and Martin wasn't so good that changes shouldn't be made. And let me ask you, what do you think is going to happen with Bozak, maybe even JVR, because Babcock's team supremely unhappy with that line. With Vegas around, this is still a very strange year. I can't help but feel like a move is coming. Maybe by the end of this video, so I should wrap it up. So that is it for this one. Hopefully you didn't get sick through the screen. Click like if you like this video. Click subscribe if you really liked it. Tell all your friends, and can you knock it off with the losing? That'd be great.